Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube here to review Book 6, Chapter 5, Treachery for Benight and Beguile. You have Lucas, who helped Matthew Winterbourne with his identity, learn who he was all over again, and brought him back to Welshport. Um, he goes to Lucas Lear, who's an attorney and a member of the Lord family, to get citizenship. Basically, he wants to become a citizen of Welshport. What, Lucas, buddy? There's some crazy shit that goes on there. Run, dude. Uh, in all seriousness, though, I like this because you do learn that Lucas may be hiding something from his past, or at least it seems that way. And Lear, he goes, "Well, do you have a spawn? Do you have a sponsor, meaning somebody who will vouch for you?" Yeah, that someone is Matthew Winterbourne. Um, so, because it takes time to become a citizen, Luke, and to also become a citizen, you need a job, which he has. He's been there for it's been a couple months. Um, and I like how this time jump explains itself too, because it does feel like Lucas has been here for a while. Coming to an attorney, you don't just go to an attorney. You think about what you want to do, and so uh, Lear and Lucas are sort of flirting with each other. So and they agree to go to get a drink uh, the bar. Later, you have Jacqueline and Jonathan, and Jacqueline, who feels like her original spell didn't work enough, does a more deeper spell to control Jonathan. Is Jacqueline playing with fire? Yeah, she is, because she feels if she just gets married to Jonathan, that will protect her from Evie. That's I wouldn't necessarily say that's going to protect you from Evie, but that's again, this is a roll of the dice. But it's interesting to see a character with powers be this sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Not just afraid, but taking this big of a chance and not being able to do anything from a power standpoint other than control Jonathan. And really, there's a means to an end for that, because she's trying to get information to find out what happened to Sebastian, not knowing that Jonathan doesn't know where Sebastian is anymore. If Jonathan tells her, that's not going to do anything. Now she doesn't know that, and so just because you have, I love what John does here. Just because somebody has all these powers doesn't mean they can get the answers they want. It keeps it very. That's the one thing I'll say. John's writing is very realistic from the supernatural sense. But just because somebody has magic doesn't mean they're going to get all the answers they want or seek. Um, they're going to have to do that the other way without them realizing it or knowing it. And Jonathan, not knowing this woman has every intent of killing his ass, makes things all the more interesting too, which is really cool. My favorite interaction of this whole chapter here is not just the interaction of Jacob and his mom, because his mom is going to be around in the office a lot more. She's going to make a note of it. But you also, to me, Baxter, the character of Baxter in this is very, very, at least feels unpredictable. Um, he's somebody that Baxter Murphy is who I'm talking about. Is somebody that who questions Jacob openly about Sebastian. Oh, I heard a rumor. I got a source that says Sebastian's alive. And he goes, look, you can print whatever you want about me and my mom, but leave Sebastian out of it. So, but then, you have Baxter Murphy, who seems like who is very much a wild card. It feels like this character is always holding a stick of dynamite and ready to throw it in any direction, and you never know who it's going to go off at. It's a very well written character, and you have a character with that kind of unpredictability. That's the one thing I'll say too. A lot of these characters, though they have a course of action, it doesn't necessarily mean their action's going to work. Again, I've talked about Jacqueline. Baxter Murphy it's not just him. He has other people involved in his little scheme. He has a woman on the inside. He also has Lear Lockwood, who's also on the inside. And the reason Lear is siding with him is because Rebecca did stuff to Lear's father, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm old. So you have that interaction here. The confiding of Fatima Braga and Father Donovan, Father Donovan, and her talking about Philip's situation and what's about to happen, and all she's doing is praying. She wants to tell Father Donovan. She lets it slip a bit that, she says son, and Ryan, Father Ryan Donovan's like, no, he's your nephew, isn't he? No, but he doesn't find that out here, but he does, like, well, it's a very interesting dynamic where you have the priest who now, he knows now that, sorry, my cat's meowing at my wife. That Philip is a werewolf because she told Father Donovan he has to, as a priest, keep it confidential. And he is praying, but he also isn't just concerned about Philip. He's concerned about Fatima and all these secrets. He's tired of the lies and the secrets, really, of the village. And really, all this goes back to Caspian Castle. That right there, the devil coming to Welshport was a big concern, and still is, to Father Donovan, and that's something you can really tell here. He has not forgotten the devil stepped foot in the ground on the the island itself. If the devil is here on Earth, there's things he needs to be concerned about. If the devil's here, what else is going on, and why is he the reason, or is there some other reason why it's going on? Father Donovan, I feel, really relays that most in this chapter, outside of Philip being changed into a werewolf. Look, I'm not saying Jacqueline doesn't, because she's a witch, but there's a bigger picture too that I feel John's painting with Father Donovan. In my opinion, I could be fucking wrong. I'm always going to put in that disclaimer. Reader could be wrong. As my cat gets up there. You want to say hi? I'll let you say hi in a minute. Ashia being kidnapped by Gregory. Gregory, I thought Gregory was going to kill her here. But no, I will say, maybe he will. Gregory reminds me of Michael Myers. He just looks like he's going to stalk her and murder her. Has Gregory lost his mind? It seems that way. That's what I'll say. I won't say he has, but from what reading this chapter, because I read this chapter through before giving this review, and I will say that Gregory, he needs Aurora in his life. He wants Aurora in his life, and now he is, when you give a kid somebody else's kid away, you're showing how far you're showing someone how far you go. But when you may be plotting full on murder, yeah, you're taking that shit to a next level. You're taking it to a whole other. I'm not saying he is, but it seems that way. And again, I could be wrong. Um, link link to this chapter will be in the description box. I'll see you guys here in a little bit.